Hey guys, it's been a while since I've done any new modification reviews on my Ruger Gunsite Scout, so I'm gonna make a quick video here just to show you what I've got equipped on the gun now, and tell you a little bit about where I've gone with the rifle and where I ended up. So I know a lot of people have been asking about the magazines on these guns, especially the metal accurate mags. I ditched that pretty quickly and read a lot online about Ruger's new polymer mags and about all the problems they were having feeding consistently and this and that. And apparently Ruger went back and fixed a lot of their issues to their newer generation polymer mags, which there isn't really a visible difference between their first generation and their newer generations. It just seems to be some bugs that they worked out. I've put probably 200-300 rounds through this magazine. Now this is just a 5-round, but I haven't had a single problem. And one of the things I like most being a reloader is that the polymer mags don't scratch up the brass. Let me see if I can get it to focus here. No, it's just going to be a pain. Okay, there we go. The feed lips on here don't scratch the brass, which I like because I reload. And also you can top feed. You can just pop the rounds in from the top while it's in the gun. So you slide your bolt open, you can just top feed while the magazine's in the gun itself. Makes it a little bit easier when you're at the range and you don't feel like taking your mag out all the time. The last video I had actually bought the XS sight rail. The full Picatinny rail for the top goes from where the barrel neck's down here all the way back across the top of the receiver and connects in here. It has the built-in ghost ring sight. I ended up selling it. I wasn't a huge fan of it. It just kind of made everything so much higher on the gun if I wanted to put a traditional sight on there, like a scope like this. Just made everything so high off the barrel. And I think the best thing I ever did was I used my stock Ruger included scope rings, and I used this, they were having a good deal of Cabela's on these Nikon Pro staffs. And this has the BDC reticle, but if you look at how close this scope is to the barrel, I mean, you really can't get any closer than that without touching. So this combination was perfect. And people talk about the accuracy of this gun being a 3 MOA gun and all that crap. With my hand loads and with a good bench rest and this Harris bipod, which I love, I can hit sub MOA all day. It's just, I think a lot of it comes back to the shooter and user error, knowing your breathing, having a good optic, having good ammunition. The gun is capable, and granted, you know, you may not get sub MOA every single shot, but it's doable. Another thing that I put on here that I really liked is I dropped the stock birdcage flash hider, and I went with this Spikes Tactical Dynacomp. Now, let me try to focus here. I have this on my AR, and when it's on my AR, I feel no recoil at all. So I decided to get one in 30 caliber, and I put it on here, and wow, what a difference does it make. It's got to reduce the kick of the gun at least 50%. And you know, it's a pretty pricey comp, but I think I paid $80-90 for it, but it was worth every penny. So I've got the scope, and I suggest with any scope that you use the Ruger rings, or you at least use steel rings. I know a lot of companies are selling aluminum rings, and I just don't think that they're going to hold up to the 308. This is a 3-9 by 50. This is actually a 50mm objective. It's a very large lens, and I got that because I wanted to be hunting in low light conditions, and the picture is super bright, even first thing in the morning or late at night. One thing you also might notice is that my stock is very shiny. Now, these stocks do come very nice, and the checkering on them is awesome. Very aggressive very good feel, and very good quality stock itself. But I went the extra mile, and I ended up using the True Oil, and I probably put about 5 or 6 coats on here, and it just shines. And the other good thing is it's going to give me a lot more protection against the elements, and I plan on taking this gun out in the woods, rain or shine, so that'll be good for me. As far as the inserts for the length of pull, I keep it as short as possible. I actually have them out right now, so where the scope is sitting on the gun fits perfect for me. I'm used to shooting an AR, so I'm used to shooting with my elbow tucked anyway, and not straight out like most traditional long rifles. So it works pretty well for me. After a couple hundred rounds, I know a lot of people were asking a lot of questions about their bolt binding. Well, the traditional Mauser bolts, going all the way back, if you didn't put downward pressure on the bolt, it wouldn't cycle that well. You know, I haven't had any problems since I've learned how to run my bolt. I put downward pressure on it anytime when I'm closing the bolt, and I use a 2 motion to open the bolt. So it's just 2 motions: lifting, pulling, pushing down, and closing. I think if you just find your own groove and do what the bolt wants you to do, I think it works great. I haven't had any problems. Let's see, what else have we got here? I really like this scope. I got a good deal on it. Normally they're well above $200. Cabela's is running a sale. I think I got it for like $180 with a mail-in rebate. So, but I think all in all, it's a pretty nice looking rifle. The True Oil definitely made it shine and stand out. I really like the large 50mm objective lens there. It's just huge. It's as close as you could possibly get to that barrel. Probably the biggest scope you could put on this gun. And like I said, you know, a good scope, good ammo, and a steady hand, this gun can run sub MOA all day. So leave me some questions and comments, and I'll try to get back to each and every one of you guys and answer your questions.